Hello and welcome to the Glow Era podcast. I'm your host, Dream, and I'm so thankful and honored to be here with you today. Welcome to episode 3, where we are talking how to change and turn our stories into opportunities. First of all, I want to thank all of our returning subscribers. Hey glowers, hey glowers. Honestly, you have all honored me and humbled me and showered me with so much love, because this dream is something that God planted in my heart over many, many years, and it kept not coming through. I thought it was failing, but God revealed to me that it just wasn't the right time. My ego was going ahead of it a lot of the time. I was self-sabotaging it. So I just feel so affirmed being in this place now where we are on episode 3. Welcome to your special place where we talk about healing, transformation, self-development, and how to do it from a place of grace, from a place of clarity, from a place of ease, and from a place of just like total surrender. You know, a lot is happening on the African continent, as we spoke about in the first 2 episodes, not just our continent, but the world. A lot is happening with sanctions and politics, geopolitics, wars, conflicts. And honestly, as somebody who has experienced darkness, it breaks my heart when I scroll through my phone and I see what's happening to humans around the world, to mothers and fathers and children, sisters and aunts. And I've wondered how we as a community, how I as a person can show up for this hurt and pain in the world. And the answer that came to me in spirit was to hold the space of light. Hold the space of light by surrendering into the call for innovation, for change, for transformation. It's one thing for the world to feel like it's a dark and consuming place, but it's another to stand courageously with a small candlelight flickering and saying, here is a place for new hope and energy. In this episode, I want to talk about how to change based on how I've learned to change. There is a method to it. I will share a framework which my strategic personality had to come up with for work, because I was realizing in the spirit realm that a lot was coming through for me. When we first met on this journey in episode 1, I was pregnant very early. And in episode 2, I was fully pregnant, almost at full term. Between episode 2 and now episode 3, a lot happened to me. I not only had the bliss and the blessing of giving birth, of becoming a mother again, I welcomed new life. I saw my body go through breaking and repair and everything that comes with holding new promise. But I also lost my grandmother. May her soul rest in peace. I lost the longest relationship I ever had in the world. And something happens when you lose something you love or someone you love. Whether it's a dream you once held on to, whether it's a version of you that you feel like you had lost, whether it's an actual person, a loved one who you feel was such a huge part of your human experience. I have experienced a version of that. And I was wondering whether or not to share this process that I went through, because it was a very spiritual time. I went into labor the same day my grandmother was being buried. I couldn't go to my grandmother's funeral, which was devastating for me. My baby was breached and I had an emergency C-section. I couldn't travel. And when my water broke on the day of her funeral, I remember feeling lighter, like I could feel the sadness of losing the only mother I ever knew, but I also felt like her spirit was letting me know that she is always with me. That same feeling of being spoken to by something bigger than you felt familiar to me, because when I had my nervous breakdown, the world wasn't as pretty as it looks now. I wasn't this version of myself. I was broken. It was hard sometimes to get up and bath. My relationships were all dismantled. My business had crashed. Everything had disappeared and darkness had taken over. And for a while, I actually thought that the darkness would stay because there was darkness in me that needed to be purified. I thought I was unworthy of the voice and the intuition that would always whisper to me and say, get up, booyah, come back. It's a nudge. Yes, I say it's a voice, but it's not a voice the way I'm speaking to you now. But I hear it as a voice, and I know that we all have it in us. It's an intuitive nudge. I have felt these intuitive nudges from the very depths of my own darkness, of the darkness of my journey, whether it was through an anxiety attack and feeling like I'm literally about to die in that moment, and having to have somebody help me breathe back into reality, or through a depressive episode where I'm smoking weed, I'm depressed, I'm not eating, and I'm so broken, and I have to find a way through love to heal myself and let go of that addictive behavior. There's always been a voice that's been guiding me all along. That voice lives in you too. It is a spiritual voice. It is an intuitive nudge. It is a knowing that something bigger, something deeper and more whole is speaking for me. And so when my waters broke, as I literally had just been on video call with my best friend watching my grandmother's casket go down, I remember thinking, this is crazy. This is supernatural. I could feel the warmth of my waters coming down my legs, but in my mind was like, but my grandmother's being buried. How am I going into labor? And there was a part of me that was dysregulated, but then I remembered that my journey has taught me to surrender. And I surrendered to the feeling of that moment. And I remember feeling so warm with love. So warm that the mother who is passing now from this realm, who knows I'm with child, who must know in spirit that I'm not with family to mourn, is sending me a message by my child coming in that moment to tell me you are not alone. How many messages are you getting spiritually that are speaking to you? Now, you may be wondering what the point of the story is and how it connects to today's topic. Stay with me. You see, a lot of the times we think of change as this external process. We think of our experience of change as what we see in the world. But this dimension of reality, the third dimension, is an effect. Everything happens on the inside. By the time you see it here, it's already been created in effect. Because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And in the spirit realm, intuitive guidance, ingilosi, abaphansi, amadlozi, consciousness, whatever you call the spirits that are greater, the voice of God, the presence of God speaks to us. And the thing that I think confuses us most of the time is it doesn't speak to us in the way we see in the movies, like the clouds open up and it says, "My child, I'm speaking to you now." No, it's usually at a very disturbing time. Everything is falling and flying all over the place. And we think that that moment that's meant to destroy us or swallow us or take us over is the end. But that is the Spirit speaking to us in that very moment. Isn't that fascinating? It should encourage whoever's on the other side of this, because whether you are working your way through addiction and you're wanting to recover, or whether you are going through a transformation journey like I have just started a weight loss journey, and honestly, it always gets dark when I start running and jogging and my chest is burning and my thoughts are like, what were you even thinking? And my knees feel like they're about to fall apart. But it's in that moment of the lowest of the low that I'm able to discover that light and that voice that says, keep going, keep going. Keep going, try again. You are worth this breakthrough. You are worth this moment. You are worth your dream. You are worth your vision. And so that knowing has been itching at me. It's been scratching me that you must go and speak from this place where you have been guided. Don't perform. This podcast space is not for you to perform. Yes, it's a place where you've always dreamt of. It's a place where you get to play and do what you love, put on your makeup, put on your outfit, whatever it is that is a part of your glow desire and fantasy, but we're talking about awakening, which is a very spiritual process. And so wherever you are and whatever darkness you might find yourself in, I want to share a quick story with you that will inspire you on your journey to change. I recently gave a masterclass for the first time in my life at the African Women Innovation and Economic Forum. And one of my participants was an elderly woman who stood up to share her story about how she changed her own situation when she had faced death face on. Quite literally, she walked into her home and found her helper dead. Her helper had died in one of the rooms of her home, and she says for a very long time she could not walk into that room. She says every time she even thought about that room, she would see her face. She would see the eyes. So literally she had seen the face of death in her home. And she says, for the longest time, I avoided that room. Whenever my husband would leave the house, I would leave with him. When my husband is traveling, I would travel and go visit friends. I would use any excuse to not have to face what I saw in that room. How many of us can relate to running from a room inside of our hearts where something had died? Maybe a dream had died when a teacher or parent spoke down at you instead of speaking life into you. Maybe a hope had died when something happened in life and it wasn't what you were expecting, and that little light in you died. Or maybe it was quite literally like me, somebody you love who leaves this earth experience and you're left with the presence of death. How do you sit in that emotion? How do you sit in that difficulty? A lot of us can't, guys. A lot of us are so dysregulated, and I still have to work on those parts of myself because it's so easy to just numb, to say, give me a glass of wine, light up a blunt for me. I'm about to go clubbing. I'm about to hit the streets. No shade to the streets because the streets are fun, okay? I know. I've been that girl. And sometimes you need to go out and let it loose. But let's be honest, sometimes and most of the times, you are being called to something deeper. She said she got tired of running. How many of us are tired of running right now? What are you tired of running from right now? Which version of yourself are you tired of living and carrying that load right now? If this is resonating with you, I want you to drop your experiences in the comments so that other people in our community can see that they are not alone. The big problem we're having right now with high suicide rates and the crisis of mental illness in our nations is that we think we're alone. It's such an isolated experience when the irony of it is that it's more common than anything ever. So she says, I eventually got tired. I needed to work. I needed to become. I needed to awaken. I had a dream and a vision, and not being able to get into that room was stopping me. She says, one day I walked in there. I opened the light, I opened the windows, and I opened the doors. And personally, when she said that, I felt such a spiritual, I got chills, because to open the windows and open the doors is to let in the Spirit of God. It's to let in the fresh newness, the energy of Spirit. She said she went to the center of that room. She pulled a table to the center. My God, I'm getting chills right now. She pulled a table to the center of that room. She put her laptop on that table. She put her work pad on that table, and she said, I got to work. And before I could work, I started using the power of my voice. I started speaking to that death, that darkness that had come into my home, and I said, you listen here. This is my sanctuary. This is my reality experience. I'm a child of God and I belong here. Your time here is over. How many of us are sitting with negative thoughts, with scars and experiences from the past that are long overdue? Things that we are meant to have put down years ago, and yet we're still living with it and it's weighing us down. We need to use the power of our voices, because scriptures say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Words create worlds. She spoke her power into that room. Right now, she's a businesswoman. She's living freely, so free that she was open to share her story in my masterclass and bless all of us. And so the process of change starts with that thing inside of you, and it scares you. And when you are afraid and you are living from a place of unconsciousness, you will most likely, because of that fire, that's why scriptures call it walking through the fire, where you are meant to be purified. We spoke about this, that gold needs to be melted in order for it to be shaped into jewelry. That's purification. That's alchemy. Grapes have to be crushed in order for the juice of wine to come through. That's crushing. That's purification. Diamonds need to be burned at extremely high pressures in order to shine and sparkle as the diamonds we invest in. So who are we as humans in this earth experience to think that we do not have to endure hardships in order to become our dreams and our visions? And so in order for us to embrace change, we have to accept that it is a constant. In life, the only thing that is constant is always going to be change. And I always remind myself that change will invite fear. And whenever fear shows up, I say to myself, I don't just survive change, I create through it. I create through it, which is how I started back on the journey of creating art. Before there was art, there was a very dysregulated Mpumi who was always causing drama, who was always emotional, who was always messy. Yeah, I was very messy. And I was self-medicating, substance abuse. I was very dysregulated mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So I know what I'm talking about here when I say, if you are the person on the other end of the screen who is suffering through those experiences, I relate. I am you. And I took all that pain and started putting it into art. And it's not like I knew, like, oh, ting, the voice said, go and create art. No. In that darkness, in those moments of heaviness and loneliness and discouragement, where you feel alone and isolated and broken, in those moments of darkness, that spiritual knowing, the God that abides in us, it will just give you a feeling of, pick up that thing, speak to this person, stand up and go there. For me, it was just, I would doodle. I would start doodling. I would just pick up a pen mindlessly. Even if I'm not focused, I would see myself just start writing patterns. And over time, I started following that feeling. I started following the feeling of what it feels like to pick up a paintbrush. Obviously, I don't have my paintbrush now because we are in post, and put it against something. And I didn't always start with canvases. This artwork is a very personal moment depicted on canvas for me. This is my impression of my great-grandmother, who has been coming through my dreams and directing me, helping me, advising me. I've never seen her, I've never known her, but I know that she is of my own. And she had been showing up a lot in my life during my pregnancy. And it was a very hard time because I bled in my pregnancy for the first 3 months. And you can see that her face is nestled in what feels like a mountain. And she was telling me to believe, Kholwa, believe. And it's very much inspired by what we saw in the Nompumelelo piece that sold in Sandton. The white marks on the face are my way of referencing the knowledge that lives in us, in our ancestry, our DNA, the knowledge and the knowings and the traditions and the messages and the actions that live in our ancestry, in our genetic cells. It's always there. And so for me to be able to have this artwork now, I didn't start at this big scale. In fact, when I was still abusing substance, I couldn't even remember my dreams. When I'd wake up, I'd be so high because I want to sleep, because I'm so depressed from my actual lived life, that when I wake up, I wouldn't remember my dreams or anything. And I remember saying to God, I want to change. I'm tired of being this person. I'm tired of this mess I keep creating. Please help me. And I knew in my heart that I needed to stop the substance abuse. And then there were times when I would relapse and go back to it, and then I'd realize, oh, now I don't remember my dreams again. And the funny thing is, because I was calling myself Dreamcatcher, friends in the creative industry were just naturally shortening it and making it dream. And I was like, how dare I call myself dream when I can't even see my own dreams? I'm being a hypocrite. Like, I really need to let this thing go. And so now I'm at a place where I'm able to see the dreams. I can bring them into canvas, and they are literally now becoming the biggest dream of my life. What is in your hands right now? What is in your spirit right now that is waiting to be realized and just needs you to give it permission? What's your canvas? And similarly, now I'm at a place where I can look at life experiences and literally put them on camera. This is my daughter, Ego Nkanyezi, who just had a ballet recital. Let's give it up for Ego. Woo! Hopefully this inspires a dreamer or a creator out there who has been hesitant about following that little nudge inside, about walking back into that room of darkness and changing. Comment down in the section below or visit flourishharmony.com. Tell us your story, or check out our socials at flourish_harmony or the Glow Era, which is also on Instagram. And let us know how you would like to turn your voice into a vision. So the framework is, it's abbreviated, the framework is abbreviated as ARRVVA. I call it ARRVVA. What it basically stands for is, number one, awareness. Okay, now when you're going through the thick of life, you've got to promise me that number one, you're going to remember ARRVVA, aware. Oh, I'm about to drink again. Oh, I'm about to snap again. Oh, I'm about to crash out. I'm about to do that thing I said I would never do. Awareness is the first stage of literally changing, because when you are aware, what you actually do is you face that mirror moment in real time. It allows you to face the truth and to identify the habits, the fears, and the emotional patterns that hold you hostage. For me, I had to realize that I was feeding my emotions and not my body. Even though I just had a baby, I am way over my weight that I should be. And so I had to start addressing the void inside of me that was pushing me to eat. And I started to see that I needed to change my actions. So where in your life is there a void? Where is that room, that darkness? And how is it pushing you to self-abandon and self-sabotage? You break the pattern by first being aware. Number two of ARRVVA is to regulate. Number two of ARRVVA is to regulate. Let's say it again, regulate. Sometimes that's as simple as pausing. Right as you're about to touch that fire, knowing you'll get burned, pause. Take a deep breath. As you inhale oxygen, you are literally reclaiming your nervous system. You are honoring your body's rhythm instead of rushing it. You know, regulation has taught me to be consistent, and that consistency can be gentle, and that discipline can be love. So I'm not pushing myself through my weight loss journey. I am loving myself easily into it, because whenever I feel those voices or that pressure or the unrealistic expectation, aka ego, I'm able to check myself and say that I'm doing this for the first time and I deserve to be kind and gentle with myself for my inner child. Number three of ARRVVA is to reframe. As these moments are happening, you can reframe them. Instead of saying, this is the worst day of my life, say, oh, this day is presenting me with the biggest challenge of my week. Like, learn to change it. Like, I've had to learn that instead of saying, I'm losing weight, I've started saying, I'm releasing weight. Isn't that beautiful? Like, I am releasing what no longer serves the future version of me. So then it's not punishment. I'm not punishing my body. I'm loving my body into the version that I know she deserves. Number four of ARRVVA is voice. This is where I speak things into existence. You must not whisper your success. You must declare it. I am already the version of myself that is her fullest dream. And now we are taking care of her physically so that she can be healthy, that she can be at her top game and wear all the beautiful dresses she wants to rock. See, the energy is different. I'm coming from a place of love. It's not, I have to lose weight. And that hard, hectic judgment self. We don't do that here. We are gentle with ourselves. And the last of ARRVVA is authorship, meaning as these intuitive voices speak to you, the voice of God, the voice of your ancestors, the voice of your higher self, and you've gone through the process from awareness to authorship, what you must do is pick up the pen and write it down. You are the author of your story, okay? Not your struggles, not my weight, not the pain, not the breakdown, not the trauma, not the mental illness, not the whatever. You right now are the power that holds your story, and you get to decide how it unfolds. And this is how you show up in the world. You turn it into opportunity. And now for our closing segment, turning our stories into opportunities. Ching-a-ling, ching-ching. How do you take everything that has pained you and turn it into power, turn it into purpose, turn it into profit? How do you do that? First of all, the first thing I've learned is that you use your story as a bridge. Use it to connect. Whatever you went through, guys, I was once purple, now I'm pink. Somebody who is purple and dreams of being pink will be inspired. And if you can remember the steps you took from turning from purple to pink, you can tell them, please give me 50 Rand and I'll tell you. And right there, you have turned your pain into profit. Ching-a-ling, ching-ching. So people don't just buy our products or talents, they buy our essence. And so your story is what makes them believe that they can do it. Number 2, follow what makes you feel alive. Joy is the momentum. Do the things that make you feel happy. It's not random, it's a revelation. Follow what feels good because God is love and love is the only thing that's real. The things that light you up, they're divine breadcrumbs that are leading you home. For me, it's storytelling, and I follow that fire wherever it leads me. And lastly, don't wait for opportunity. Create one. Literally. You have an iPhone right now, you have an Android, you have a community you could speak to. For as long as you are alive, guys, I'm always going to say this, you don't need permission to start. You are the permission. Start small, start messy, start where you are, record your story, launch your podcast, offer your gift. Do it messy, do it scared, but do it anyways. Your power is not in what the world gives you, but it's in what you create for yourself. Our closing affirmation for this episode is, I know who I am, my story has power, and I am creating, inspiring, and leading in my own way. Thank you so much for joining us on this third episode, closing off our launch series for 2025. We are excited to see you as our conversations continue. Please let us know how this work is impacting you. Comment in the comment section below. Use your notes that you took, put them in the comment sections to encourage other people. Follow our socials, share your journey with us. Use the hashtag #MyGlowIsMyPower. I can't wait to see what's on the other side of these experiences and to see where your glow and flourishing journey is taking you. So the next time you come across death and see it face to face, I want you to walk into that room and reclaim your light. Because no matter what, no matter who, no matter where, your glow is your superpower. See you on the next episode.